Big up, everybody. Welcome back to TJ Warren TV. Welcome back. You know what? Why not? Hold on. Before we even get started, just hold on. Cheers. You keep this locked away just in case, you're having a long week. So cheers.
Yeah, it's one of those weeks for sure.
Yeah, but we're good. But you know what? It's Friday. It's Friday. We made it now. We made it. We did it, bro. And we have two of my favorite guests we've ever had. Like these guys are so funny.
Favorite? Well, just say favorite.
Well, two of them. How about that? Can we just say of them?
I'm joking. Yeah, no, they're class acts, man.
And the last time we had them on, we were like cut short because I had something to do, and we were just laughing our asses off. I felt bad having to cut that show short. So This is why we bring these dudes back. We got Hot Fuzz and Anthony, 2/3 of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh, the good couldn't make it. The good couldn't make it.
You mean the ugly?
I mean? Oh, I don't know who's who.
No, this is the ugly. This is the ugly.
The ugly one's down in chat there. You see it?
Yeah, I was gonna say how often do you guys argue about that? There he is.
There he
is. Yeah. Oh. He left the problem. His excuse was he left the country, so he didn't want to come on the show. That was what I heard.
Yeah,
that's what he told me.
Run for it, like the fugitive.
Exactly. Harrison Ford settings, bro. Harrison Ford settings. But Anthony, how you doing? How are the tractors down in Bristol?
Oh, they're good. They're good, CJ. I've been shouting at loads of them today. That's why my voice is gone. This morning, my voice is gone. So listen, everybody. I'm sorry if my voice is like this. It's not what you're thinking. The reason why my voice is like this, Fuzzy. You keep it clean, okay? Right? I know what's going to come out of his mouth. This guy, behind the scenes, he's a troublemaker. I'm telling you that now. I'm putting it out there.
I think we knew that. I think we knew that already. This guy, no, he's out here smiling. He's just like he presents himself as this well-adjusted young man. But behind the scenes, he's an absolute menace. I can believe it.
Cold,
deviant. I would say deviant. Do they allow you 1,000 feet within a school?
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding.
If it's right here, Dow will take it. Dow will take it all the way up here. That's why we love it. Yeah, that's why we love it. But how are you doing, Hot Fuzz? You good, man?
Wallahi, fam. Man United is one world I'm sort of trying to dissociate from when it comes to socialistic life, because there's nothing really good to say about it at the moment. In personal life, we're doing well. We've just finished off my working week and now about to set down for a nice 2-week holiday time. Bit of break away from all the hustle and bustle. And get paid whilst doing it. Can't go wrong with that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting conversation that we have, and especially if we do have some Man United talk, then plenty of things to delve into that, and plenty I've got to say for it as well. But always good to be here. Always.
Are you going anywhere, Fuzz, or are you just having a staycation?
Probably more or less a staycation, but plenty of things happening across the week here and about.
Good deal.
I would kill for a staycation. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Dow, you good overall though?
I'm doing great. I'm doing better now that Anthony's here. But yeah, happy Friday. Got a little whiskey in the soda. Buzz is here. Yeah, and shout out Tony from Early Doors TV. I hope you're feeling better, but then you're on vacation. I'm kind of confused which one's the other. Did you get sick before vacation, or anyway?
He says it's something else. He says it was something else.
I'll let Anthony explain that then for the viewing guest.
You want to elaborate?
But I'm doing great. It's been good. Weekend's coming up. I got a 3-game basketball tournament in Salem, Oregon, which is the capital of Oregon for those who care. And it's about an hour and a half drive, about an hour drive south. So my Saturday. So after the game, well, I'm probably going to miss the last 15 minutes of the game, unfortunately. But match at 7 a.m. and I expect us to slap Southampton. And
dude, it's not even a talking point, really, to be honest with you. Let's get into the football. I mean,
Yeah.
Is that arrogant of us?
No.
I might just wait for an Aaron Ramsdale masterclass.
Yeah, no, we got there's a reason Aaron Ramsdale is playing for that team, and I'm really excited to see our former goalkeeper. I'm sure that he is going to do very well down in the championship next season, and we're going to help send him there.
Hold corn.
I all the Aaron the friends of Aaron, as some people would call them. I just don't. I stopped being a friend of Aaron about a year ago, so I'm over it.
Did you block his number?
Yeah,
with his lack of concentration, seemingly always during his games,
yelling at the
stops
away
texting.
end.
Yeah, stops texting all of his friends whilst he's trying to save shots. It's like,
right.
Stop shooting at me.
Yeah, I know. I'm busy. Can't you see I'm busy over here yelling at the away end? Anyway, big up the chat. Get your questions in if you have. Yeah, get your questions in if you have any. What we wanted to talk about today. I mean, we're going to talk about Mikel Merino. What impact is he going to have on the squad? We want to talk about Chelsea. Are they for real? Are they truly back under Maresca? And then, of course, we can talk about United because why not?
The thing is, Fuzz, is that we just
found in the comedy section. The comedy section of the show.
We think so little of United, Fuzz. We didn't want to include you in the video title.
It was the sort of like guilt thing. It was like we were going to put in the mystery topic in the title, and it's just like actually we'll scrap that. We'll see how he's feeling.
Yeah.
Dependent on the percentage of smile he's got on his face when he comes onto the panel, we'll decide whether we go down the Man United rabbit hole.
Oh boy!
Exactly right. Exactly right. But let's talk about Mikel Merino. I want to start with Anthony on this one, especially because as our boy Tony Claude Gunner would say, he's big, he's hairy. He can lock up that midfield. He's scary, right? He's scary. I love that word. Were you impressed by what you saw against PSG?
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? It was a great wait for him to come on. We've all been dying to see him, play and all that. I think he come on in the last, 20 minutes of the game, and I feel he made a good impact. But listen, this game that we got on the weekend, TJ, this would be a brilliant time to play him. Seriously, honestly, and then the game after that we've got Bournemouth. So we're not giving those 2 games. He's playing the 4-2-3-1, alongside Declan Rice. Brilliant. Let's have him more. I can't see Partey lasting much longer. He's going to leave. Jorginho's going to leave. Bringing in Merino and bringing some other players as well. Let's get this midfield sorted, and also let's get this 20-goal striker in as well. This is what we want at Arsenal Football Club. We want all competitions in all positions of our team. Let's get this done, get it over the line. And Mikel Arteta, if you can't win the league, then you're gone, son. That's all I got to say. That one, CJ.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, what I saw against PSG, I was thrilled. I think PSG looked, number one, I think PSG looked really bad. I was not impressed by Enrique ball that everybody's been telling him. Yeah, I think we caught him on a bad day, to be honest with you. Yeah, Mendes couldn't hit the bright side of a barn. I mean, whoa, you disagreed now.
Well, I like Anthony just snuck in there. Two shots hit the post. I mean, right? I mean, it could have easily been 2-2 inches away from 2-2. We wouldn't be talking about this great performance, right? We'd be talking like it's 2 points lost.
Right.
We would be finding someone to blame.
Yeah.
Right. So praise the football gods. We got justice, so to speak, that day. But I mean, in all reality, I thought we weren't that good. Were they that bad, or were we that good? That's the case. I
thought we were good. I thought we were good.
Yeah,
I don't think we were great. I thought we were good.
But do you think to a point though, with those 2 shots though, the one that hit the post, I think the 15th minute, and then the other one that skinned the crossbar in like the 56th, 57th minute. Maybe I have to look that up. I don't know. Remember the exact minutes, but I mean, I don't know, man. We were that close to 2-2. Not convincing.
No.
I mean, it's not convincing, but you're also playing against one of Europe's elite, right?
Right. What were you saying, Anthony?
Go ahead, Anthony. Sorry, man.
Sorry, I thought we had a good first half, but on the second half we slowed down a little bit. And then this was what Del was saying. They hit the post twice, and we were very lucky. It could have been quite easily 2-2 that game. But I feel that we stuck on there. We hung on. But the question I got to ask is, if Calafiori and Timber, obviously Calafiori left back, Timber was playing right back. Is that now, who would you prefer to play right back? Would you like Timber to play there over Ben White? Because seriously, I might see that happening if Calafiori cements this place at left back.
I like Calafiori a lot. I like the way that he plays. I like the way that he gets stuck in there. Like, everybody talks about the guy's aura and his looks because our fan base are fucking weirdos, but
zesty.
The guy can pull. They're zesty. Yeah, the zesty Italian. Pause. Anyway, no. All I'm gonna say on it is I like the way that he plays. He gets in people's faces. He's a shithouse, but he's a responsible shithouse as well.
Right.
Not like other shithouses who get themselves in trouble. Bruno Fernandes. But it's one of those things where I like what I see, but I wouldn't be hurt if he comes on off the bench.
Right.
I really like Timber. Timber is a must-have. What we're seeing is that Ben White has significant competition for his position, and I think when Ben White comes back, he's going to come back and be the same old Ben White we've seen before. This is such a good thing. This is such a good thing that we're having this conversation because we have fullbacks and we have center back and we have competition, like you said, at all these positions, and this is something that we've never. Lately, especially at these positions, we haven't had to have this conversation because typically it's like, oh, it's definitely going to be Ben White or it's definitely going to be Timber or Zinchenko on the left, and there's no competition. But yeah, I mean, to long form answer your question, I think we're going to see Ben White get his spot back. But I think it's going to be tenuous. I think he's going to set those positions based on what the match calls for. I don't know. Yeah. What do you think, Dal?
I think I want Timber at left back and Ben White at right back. I think he's had a solid, 2 seasons there for sure. And he's rarely the player we ever, give bad ratings to unless he's really, really bad. He just needs to overlap a little more with Saka, and I think he'd be a little more of a complete back. But with along with Calafiori, I agree he should be off the bench. I think right now he's just such a raw talent and he's still trying to get used to the league a bit that I don't know if really just playing him week in and week out at left back instead of Timber is really the solution. But Ben White should keep his place. If he's just injured, he's injured, right? If he's completely out of form, messing up, scored an own goal, isn't doing what he's supposed to do, and we can, when we do our ratings, we're always giving him 4s and 5s or 3s, then yeah, there's some cause and effect there. But the thing is, he hasn't really done anything wrong, right? He hasn't really even played that much, to be honest. So I think that he still is the senior player in the squad who's earned and deserves the right back spot. And I think we're just stronger with Timber. I think it also will help with Martinelli. as well, because I think with Calafiori on the left, he'll have a tendency to hold the ball more and not distribute it to Martinelli as much, even though we have seen them in some combination play on the left side. But I just feel like Calafiori gets the ball and he just goes. He just goes right directly to the box, which is good and bad. Some folks on YouTube have criticized that he's not really a defender. He's just basically a Zinchenko with a turbo boost. But this guy has a lot more physicality than Zinchenko, obviously. He doesn't get knocked off the ball as easy and so forth. I just think Timber is just a little more refined, and it just will solidify the back four if he's at left back and keeping Ben White on the right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. What do you think, Anthony? I mean, what's your thought on it? You asked the question, so I'm going to be a good host and ask it right back at you. Who would you like to see? Who would you like to see at those positions?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I quite like Calafiori. What I've seen of him playing at left back, he scored goals. Let's not forget that. But I think I like to see him more at left back. And do you know what? I think that how Timber's played this season so far, I'll give him the right back position. But then again, I do like Ben White at right back. But it's like what I said, you've got decent two players at that right back situation. Yep. In all fairness, when he comes back from injury, Tomiyasu, there's a question mark over him.
I think he's down the list, bro.
I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think he's
done.
done.
He's going to need the multi-packs of fruit shoots if he wants any chance of getting a shot.
Multi-packs, every flavor.
And then you need truckloads delivered.
Yeah,
Call the planes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't think we're going to be seeing guy like Tomiyasu come on for more than a cup of coffee. And then you got Kiwior back there too, who he's put in some meaningful minutes in relief, but other than that, he's not. I mean, the fact that we didn't sell that guy before is a question that I've been asking. But it is what it is. I don't know. Like, you made a really, really good point, Tal. I mean, Calafiori with him at left back, Martinelli's looked a lot better. And look, like we've all been super critical of Martinelli, and that's been deserved. But the last couple of games, he's been earning his stripes back, in my opinion, and I think Calafiori is helping unlock that a little bit.
Yeah, and Timber as well. He comes from the school of Ajax, man. I just think he's not. I don't know. He's just, I think, a little more defensive minded than Calafiori. But now I think in the end, I mean, Timber's like a brand new signing, but he essentially is. So I think we're secure in the back, guys, for defensively. I don't see. I got worried against PSG, the 2 shots off the post, but at the end of the day, that happens. It's who's to say we would have been scored 2 more after that or another one. I mean, on our end, we could have put 4 or 5 on them, really. I don't know. I feel like we're just skating our luck a lot of the time. And I don't even think it's the defense to blame. I really want to put the blame more on our defensive mids. If you're getting cut open like that, and we're looking at Partey, Jorginho, and even Rice to some aspect, like why are we getting cut open so easily by some of these teams? Yeah. And I think it's not really a defensive problem, right? They're handling the problem, but it's not Gabriel and Saliba's problem that we're getting, cut open at times. We got to look at the defensive mids and the structure of that. And like, I think Arteta just came out and said that he says Partey's in some of the best physical shape he's been. I think that's a bunch of bullshit. He had a good game against PSG, but he was not good against Brighton.
Yeah, I think that his consistency has been a problem since he came back from injury. I mean, that's the long and the short of it. I don't think that he is the future. Obviously, he's not the future because we're bringing in MERINO and we're bringing in, and hopefully we can get Rice back on some sort of form against like Premier League competition and not League One competition, and everybody's going to gas him up because he scored a goal. I think that I agree with you about the center, the CDMs. Let's see, to Anthony's point, let's see what he can do. Like, let's see what MERINO can do.
Right.
Let's see what Wanyeri can do. Pivot over there a little bit. Let's start Wanyeri this weekend and see what we got in these kids. Look. At the end of the day, you're only going to be able to play Southampton twice, once at home. Like, let's let's try these players out. And Wanyeri, I think, especially with the way he played at PSG, the way he played in the weekend previous, he deserves to start. What do you think, Anthony?
Yeah, I think he does. I mean, he had a brilliant game against Bolton. You know, he scored 2 goals against Bolton in the cup, Carabao Cup. So, you know, he's made an impact. He's one of our best young players. Like the talent, like that's obviously come through the ranks. He's absolutely amazing. So I feel that, you know, these games would be brilliant for him to play in. The Southampton, the Bournemouth. We got Liverpool after Bournemouth. So bring him off the bench and then, like, you know, give him like the last 20, 25 minutes of that game. But the more game time he has under his belt, the more he's going to improve. And look at the players he's got around him. I mean, he'll have Saka around him, Havertz, he'll have Rice. You know, obviously the defence will be helping him out as well. You know, so, you know, there's good connection there in that middle sort of thing. But I'm really happy about playing this formation 4-2-3-1. I know I've been crying out for it. I know Dal has been crying out for it as well because he has mentioned it on a number of occasions, the 4-2-3-1 formation. So, I mean, Mikel Arteta this season, he's actually said in a press conference, he's doing this season, he's starting a different strategy. And I think with the strategy that we're playing at the minute is going to involve with us getting more bookings. So what I'm trying to say is he's saying to the players, you can push the boundaries, but you could push the boundaries out even further. And I think that's what Mikel Arteta is planning to do this season. But at the minute, I mean, it's paying off. It's working. But you know, I'm not Mikel Arteta's greatest fan. But
right.
I listen. What he does, I think I'm all up for it as long as we win games. We need to win games.
It looks like we have finally a plan B in some sort of way, like you're saying. The 4-2-3-1, the 4-4-2 we've been seeing, and so forth. And you know, we've gotten at least some good results out of mixing up the formations, because I know that's the main thing that I've wanted over the last 2 or 3 years. That, you know, I'm tired of the 4-3-3. It's exhausting our midfielders. They can't get back in time. If they're too far up the pitch, you know, we're wide open on defense, and we've lost a lot. I think that 4-3-3 formation has been a catalyst for us losing some games and you know, conceding goals. And I think, like you said, the 4-2-3-1 will work, and the 4-4-2 I think is great on defensively. So I think we're starting to see more of a plan B and perhaps a plan C when the original plan doesn't go to plan, right? If we were 0-0 in the 85th minute against PSG, you know, you've got to have another plan of what you're going to do if something's not already working.
Big up, Flawless.
So I guess big up to Arteta and the staff for that, right? I mean, I've given him high praises the last few games. I think he's been getting a lot of the lineups correct just from the get-go. The subs haven't been that bad, still a little bit predictable. But other than that, I think that hopefully we can get a solid run together. You know, if we can beat Liverpool, I think there's real talk of us, you know, hopefully lifting a trophy, or at least being first by Christmas. What do you guys think?
I'm telling you, I said this before, and then I want to throw it over to Fuzzy and let him comment on it. I said this on this has been a long week. I think Wednesday night it was. If we can get if we can beat Liverpool and Chelsea, if we can beat those two teams, then I'm going to start believing that we can do it. Like Chelsea, they're back. Like I know everybody's like, oh yeah, like, well, let's wait and see. It's a rebuild season. You're giving them way too much respect. No, no. I think they're back under Maresca. I think Cole Palmer is the best player in the league right now, at least on form. Like he could arguably be, like in terms of most valuable player over the last 2 years, it would be Cole Palmer, and they're building that Chelsea club around him. So yeah, I mean, not to get too into Chelsea, but I agree with you, Dal. Like I think if we can get these 2 victories and stay consistent against the mid to lower table teams and get the 3 points where we need them, we have a shot. We have a shot. Like what do you think, Fuzzy? I know it's not your club, but maybe you can talk about a club that isn't like horribly depressing, you know?
Maybe, yeah. Talk about a club that's not quite as finished.
only sort of.
Not quite.
Only sort of.
In its own way. It's its own delectable way. But Yeah, with Arsenal, right? I've stood firm that in terms of preparation for the season, like it's been underwhelming. Like the summer transfer window, without a shadow of a doubt, was just underwhelming. It feels like where was seemingly less depth in terms of like overall squad like availability, just less depth um, from back to front this season comparatively to last season. I feel like Arteta's almost got his hand forced a little bit more to use outsider players that would have been considered out of the picture the last two seasons when you were challenging for league titles. But this time around, it's sort of trying to find the quality from within and almost promoting, giving players from the lower echelons of the club the opportunity to step up. Man United did it with Kobe Mainu, and it paid off. The amount of times he stepped up, and he also stepped up in a final against Manchester City. So, what stops Nwari from getting the opportunities and stepping up when he gets the nod from Mikel Arteta? And that's what essentially he's got to be given. The manager's nod has to be the key opportunity for players like your Lewis Skelly's as well. I mean, it was him that I think came on against PSG. I think.
No, I misspoke. My fault.
Call it more sympathy minutes, I'd say.
Nah, he didn't even. Well, no, and he didn't even touch the ball. But
no,
go ahead.
No, it's players like that where it's like the occasion people would say, "Oh, the game's too big for a player like this." Whereas I think otherwise, I think differently. If you know that the system that you've got in place, like all the other players, the experienced level head players in that team are well drilled to the task at hand, you can slot younger players into that setup and they get it because everyone else gets it. They're feeding off of what the more experienced players are doing.
It's true.
And where they've got more raw talent, raw untapped potential, they're more likely to exert their flair of ability in the game and create the difference when it matters most. And big ups to Hugo. And yeah, that I think is probably the mission statement for Mikel Arteta this season, where he's almost been dealt a blow by his boss, Don Edu, which is crazy because people will probably say that the guy's an absolute genius. Look at the squad he's brought together. Oh my God. No, it's Mikel Arteta was undersold with experience in first team positions in the summer. And now he's having to turn to academy prospects. So it's actually more credit to the manager and actually deciding to do those things. So Arteta can get credit for that. It's okay to give him the credit for that. Right. So for me, Arteta, I think the way in which they're winning games, they're not going gung-ho. They're not just relying on attacking brilliance at all. It's almost like the DNA from the first season was overwhelming attack. Didn't work. Then you tried a bit of in between. Didn't work. And now this season, there's a lot more defensive side of your game that you're building the fundamentals on. So far, so good, but it's still a long season.
Does defense win games, Fuzz? Does defense win games?
I'd say the saying goes more so that attack wins your games, but the defense wins your titles. That's the saying that I've always gone with, and I think where your teams, where this Arsenal team can succeed is with these big games you're going into. You're building off of a very, very strong defense, contain it, and then use those moments. Sometimes you don't have to always play that way. You can play more open in other games. But if you're going into big games and are able to completely shut out the opposition, right, so much so that their opportunities are limited, that to me breeds the winning mentality that Jose would want his prime teams to start thinking about. And it's a gradual thing. It's not going to happen overnight. You might get a couple games that you try to play this defensive style and it doesn't work. It just it doesn't work. So it's just a persistence thing, and dependent on how it is that Arteta manages the game, that's got to be a pivotal part of this season. Big moments, big games, big decisions from the manager.
Yeah,
and that to me is going to be the focus.
No, exactly. And look, like Mr. Post Office, I love it when this guy's here because he's always just trying to piss in the soup, I guess.
Keep it good. Check, TJ.
Yeah, this guy's hilarious. He says people were saying the same things about our attack at the start of last season. Don't forget, we ended the season with the most goals we ever had. Pacing yourself throughout the season is smart. Yeah, I know. And then we finished second again. So that doesn't really matter. What Fuzzy nailed it on the head. It's about making key decisions in key moments. We have the squad to win a title. We have shown that we have that potential, but we are 2 or 3 horrible decisions away from a 2-0 loss to Aston Villa at home. They did the double over us. Man,
to draw to PSG.
Yeah, so 2-2 draw to PSG.
Well, I think
I'm talking about last season.
Close. Oh,
last season.
Yeah, okay, no. It's the whiskey. It's the whiskey.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's the weekend. It's fine. No, this is the point I'm saying though. Is that give the manager his flowers. I will say that. I had to have the same conversation with Tony Claude. Shout out Tony Claude. I will give him credit where credit is due. I think he has managed this team. A big ups off for the raid. Big ups off for the raid every single time.
Yeah,
Sauce Football kind of really appreciate it. Big up Match Day Guru is here. No, look, I'm going to put this out there. I appreciate the job Mikel Arteta is doing. We have not lost a football game yet, and that I'm not going to shit on a manager that has been producing these results. However, the way that he has managed through these injuries, we lost our talisman at center mid. We've had some injuries at the left back position. We've had some inconsistencies up front, and he's dealt with those very, very well. And you got to give him his flowers for that. But it's the decision making in the winter time that always buries us or puts us behind. I mean, am I wrong in saying that?
No, I think with Arsenal it's that. As you said, the winter period, that's going to be the biggest test. And I think it's going to be the same story for a lot of teams because we see a lot of people saying, well, thin squads by design. But then again, it's always seemingly the constant narrative that when you get to the midpoint of the season, that everyone starts getting injuries and they start saying, oh, let's talk about the squad size. But no, don't hold it. You said the summer that this is perfectly normal. This is okay. I think a lot of teams, Arsenal included, are going to have problems facing them when it comes to the midpoint of the season with squad player availability. Martin Odegaard is out. I don't know for how much longer. I can't imagine he'll be out for way too much longer. Another month or so, maybe.
Month or so, yeah.
Okay, I thought he may be good for Bournemouth, is what I heard, but I doubt it.
I can check.
Let's figure a month, Fuzzy. Yeah, 3 weeks a month.
Let's just guess. 6 weeks. That's what I'm going to guess.
So when the volume of games ramps up again, going into the winter parts of the year, and you've got not just your weekend games, but the midweek and the weekend, the midweek, the weekend, the midweek, the weekend, the midweek, and just constantly relentless amount of games. You're playing like up to 8 games a month. I mean, that's a pretty hectic schedule.
Yeah,
really, really hectic schedule. And if your first team quality has any significant drop off to any plan B options you may have, that's where you see the losses come in, because dependent on how the manager is building things or how he's looking to try and manage the squad through that schedule, what you don't want to have happen is Arteta play too many players, too many games. Well, fewer players with too many games, so not rotating enough. But then you don't want to see him do stupid over rotations, like how he did for Aston Villa, where it's like it's not necessary to go to completely different team sheet here. Just manage things and fine tune as you go through. That's why then you have the kids such as Nweri, who's fresh legs and bundles of energy, and that's the thing that you'll get with younger players. They'll have bundles of energy and commitment, like no commitment issues whatsoever. They'll be on that pitch and they'll do a job. They don't care what the plan is. They're just like, I'm on a pitch for Arsenal Football Club. Let's fucking go, guys. And that's all they'll care about. So the manager, he started the season well, but he's got a test on his hands yet again, and he's not. I don't know. I think he's in first place at the moment, but he's got to. If he's not in control, he's got to be keeping up. And against the Manchester City squad that has better depth and already better quality than Arsenal, that's going to be difficult.
Yeah,
not impossible, but difficult.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. And the people that are saying, "Oh, wasn't this the same narrative game week 6?" Guys, let's just win football games. Let's not talk about last year. Like, why do we have to dig up these same old bodies? Like we're winning. We'll criticize the manager when he deserves to be criticized. Right now, I don't feel he deserves to be criticized. I think he's managing pretty well, to be honest. And I am one of his biggest. I'm one of his biggest criticizers, if you will, critics. And he hasn't done anything to piss me off yet. Let's just say that. So that's kind of
like Jez said, we want to be disappointed, right? If Arteta wins something,
very hard.
Like
we're trying very hard to be disappointed.
Right. I don't mind if he wins something. Great, mud in my face, big deal. But we got a trophy. Let's go do it again. And that's the same thing Anthony's been saying as well. It's like it's nothing that we call him a prick, but we say that when he makes prickish decisions. I really don't dislike the guy. I think he's a little egotistical, but personally, professionally, he just needs to win something and shut I guess haters like myself up in some ways.
No, I said I would do a press conference level, like post game press conference level type emergency meeting saying, "I'm sorry, Mikel." But until that happens, it's not going to happen. Until he wins the trophy.
Right, because I feel like the same mistakes last season, some people, like you said, it's hard not to talk about last season, but when you start to see those same mistakes bleed through to the following season and then the following season, etc., that's when the anger really arrives, right? So right now, I'm sort of just like, I feel like I'm in football purgatory waiting for the next shoe to drop. I mean, waiting for that next 3-0 loss against somebody, waiting for us, not 1-1 and then getting a draw against, fucking Bournemouth or something. I mean, we hype this shit up and that we've been fans for so long that we get so excited for these games, but then we've been let down as Arsenal fans, Like, I expect us to beat Bournemouth in a couple weeks' time, but I will not be surprised if it's 1-1 just because of the history of the Asna, right?
Asna.
That's where and Anthony can agree, that's where all the frustration comes. And you got that too, Jay, and some Fuzz is going through it now. Is that you get so excited for these games, and then your team goes out and puts out some shit performance, and you're like, well, now what?
He's not.
I don't get excited.
Fuzz does not get excited about games anymore.
Maybe back when you were like 12, Fuzz, that your team was good.
When was the last time you were excited for a game, Fuzz? Was it the FA Cup?
Well, I mean, excited and dreading it, I'd say. It's probably the FA Cup final is probably the most highly anticipated game. But also, I'd say the first game of this season, the Fulham game at home, biggest anticipation is that this is crunch time for the manager, and there were takeaways from that game that I was like, well, I'm a bit disappointed with that. It's 3 points, and I'm happy with the result. There's a little bit of disappointment there. Like something's not quite right. Then the next week happens. Bloody lose to Brighton 2-1, and they're like, yeah. and it's just the manager hitting self-destruct every week, and it's like, how am I meant to be excited when I think we all know what the plan is from the manager, how he's going to handle the situation? It's like you know what's going to happen, so you don't really want to put your eggs into any basket because you know that the baskets have all got holes, egg-sized holes cut in the bottom of them. So you just chuck the eggs in there and they all just fall straight out the bottom. You're like, oh, well, that's a shame. But then you go into the next week and you're just like, I've still got the same basket, guys. I'm just going to chuck some more eggs in there. Oh, no, they've gone through the bottom again. Oh, shame that.
Must be rough.
No.
Anthony, you know about chickens and eggs. Tell us, Anthony, how do you feel about chickens and eggs in Arsenal? Putting your eggs in a basket.
Tractors instead of the baskets. Bullet
No,
holes.
I think our basket is quite, it's quite safe at the minute. Obviously, just we haven't lost any games for us. Like I'm gonna be honest with you first. Your team is they're shit.
They could be doing better. They could be doing better.
Doing better is probably the nicest thing. The nicest thing I've heard said about United this week.
They could be doing.
They could be doing better.
That's a proper Michael Owen one-liner for you. Well, I think if a team scores goals, they probably win.
Shit, you know what a good strategy is? Scoring more goals than the other team. Before the 90 minutes runs out.
I mean, in Man United's case, there's an even better strategy to getting you the win. Get 11 players to turn up on the football pitch.
What do you guys? I got a question. What are you guys going to do when Eriksen has another heart attack out on the pitch?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Jesus! This is why.
What are they going to do when Eriksen goes on a free kick? What are you going to do?
Well, to be fair, Eriksen has been carrying that midfield. So
he has been carrying that midfield.
So if he does in fact die, God,
we're
gonna get canceled. I'm never getting redirected to again. Sorry, everybody that came over from Sod CV. Oh my God, we got to put Dowell on a leash here. Jesus.
Yeah,
I love it. No, the Ten Hag situation. Let's just pivot. Why not? Let's just talk about it because everybody else is talking about it.
I want to talk about Chelsea too before the day's out.
Okay, we can talk about Chelsea.
Okay, and we got to do predictions.
And we'll do predictions.
Okay, cool.
I got a question though.
I need a drink.
Fuzz. What's it gonna take? Fuzz?
I reckon Unai Emery walks up to the touchline, says good evening, and everyone goes home. Then big meeting on Tuesday happens. Apparently all the big board directors are having a big discussion on Tuesday. Hopefully it's not a big bum fest, but who knows? Who knows what people get up to in boardroom meetings. But he could have his future decided. On the Tuesday. So
Jesus Christ.
Well, we'll talk. Who knows? No cameras allowed, no microphone. That's why people say, "I wish I was a fly on the wall in that meeting room." This is where you find out somebody says, "Actually, I take that back." But nonetheless, for me, Tuesday's probably the day to look out for because that's when everyone's having this big meeting to discuss the future, what's going to happen for the rest of the season. Like Sergeant Ratcliffe said, well. I like the manager. I can't answer the question about whether his job is safe or not. So he didn't definitively say yes or no. But I think people are taking away comments from that saying, "Oh, the manager's safe. They're going to back the manager." And I'm thinking, no, probably not, because you got the CEO of the club saying that by at least 2028, the target's to be winning the league title. Like he's drawn his battle line. So if people aren't shifting on course for that, people are going to start losing jobs. They're going to start losing jobs real quick. So
2028 is wild considering you guys are on a negative. You're on a negative goal difference and you have 1 point in the Europa League. Like that is
actually
crazy.
We got 2 points. We got 2 points. We drew to mighty 20 as well.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry, everybody was
Eric
talking about
20
that.
Hog.
He did a Van der Veen on him.
You guys have who was I listening to? I think I was listening to Rance that said you guys have 1 win in Europe in your last 9.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That is true. That is true.
We've won one cup in our last 18 attempts.
Yeah, this is our last. Yeah, this. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think you guys are going to get a result against. Dow's never allowed to drink again. This you guys are going to get a result against Villa, and then he stays. And
That's
then
what everyone's
going to
hope.
You guys have a pretty easy run after that. Like but not that he hasn't struggled with that kind of competition before.
What just get like 3 points out of 12 or something like the next few league games.
I mean, let's be honest. Ipswich
beat
would be
Villa,
a fucking
right?
hard game against Man United, would it? Ipswich would be a hard game for you, Fuzz. Let's be honest.
Mate,
Ipswich,
managed by Kieran McKenna, the PE teacher's sidekick under the Ollie regime, coming back to proper like phenom style, rolling out onto Old Trafford pitch or something, and just kicking arse of every Man United player on the pitch. It's written in the stars, like Phil Jones and his pink boots. It's written in the stars.
I think the best thing for Man United is let it absolutely fucking piss down with rain, let the pitch get waterlogged, right, and
Call
then
off
just
the game.
call off a few games.
Good job, great idea.
Call off the game. No,
maybe we'll get bombed again. Maybe we'll get bombed again in World War III.
Oh my God,
that'd be awful.
Rude Van Nistelrooy. He's won trophies. I mean, he can't do like any worse, right?
Absolute hatred.
It's interesting that they mentioned that because the people were saying, people were making the point of that Manchester United probably not going to sack him because they haven't got a manager lined up to replace him. Like, there's a story today saying, oh, they tried to convince Inzaghi, and he was just like, no.
Yeah, your fucking mind.
Yeah, literally. Apparently, over the international break, they wanted him to come in and take over, but that was just some random Italian outlet. Who cares about it?
There's no way. Why would he? Like, why would he even consider that?
I'll be right back.
Why would any top manager consider the United job right now? It's a poison chalice.
But it's a poison chalice, but it's like, how do you get it to not be a poison chalice?
You keep Ten Hag, you just let him write his contract out.
Well, that just turns it into a black hole. It sucks everything in.
All right. Nothing wrong with that.
Kiss goodbye to everyone's managerial career.
Just told Neil deGrasse Tyson to come in and manage him if that's the case.
We're going to need some bloody Brian Cox. Scientist
he could come, but he could steer that black hole the right way.
We need him to. We need a nuclear physicist to be the manager of Manchester United.
You got Anthony right there. He knows how to fix the tractor. He could be the next manager of United.
No, I would. I'd run him to the ground. I would.
It probably knowing him, he probably accidentally reverses his tractor into a beam at Old Trafford, and the whole stadium collapses.
A bunch of Harry Maguires.
Well, I'll tell you something. It's a good job I got a tractor. Listen, I'll park it in front of the goal net. You won't concede any goals then, would you?
Oh, now that you could. Park his John Deere right in front of the goal.
I know, and there's steady hands made out of spaghetti, but. Yeah, back to my point with the managerial situation. I think it is pretty obvious that it's got to be Ruud that's going to take over, because they're not pushing hard for another manager to take over to replace Ten Hag directly. So I think the most obvious plan is Ruud comes in as the interim manager rather than permanent manager and say, "Oh, now you're in charge." They'll probably keep him as an interim. The one thing that I would be intrigued to see is how they handle an interim managerial situation versus how Edward Ward handled one with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Right.
Don't let Ruud beat a big team in a big game convincingly with all the fans hyping the manager and saying, give him the job, give him the job. I want to see them not give him the job. I want to see, even if we win every game until the end of the season, do not give him the job before the end of the season. Under no circumstances can you pull that trigger early.
Would you? What would he need to do to keep her, in your opinion?
But Ten Hag
Rude. Because Ten Hag's gone. He's done. It's just a matter of time.
I think it's several things. I think not just in terms of league finishing position, where we're already mid-table at the moment. If he's able to salvage getting back into top 4 by some miracle at this point, that would be one. That would be a starting point. If he's able to win a trophy on the side, even better. But ultimately, if the idea behind the football that we're playing becomes more obvious and more understandable, it's something that fans can relate to and get behind and support and say, yep, this is what we expect from this manager now. Just a total sort of unification between fans and their understanding of what is this Manchester United team. Whereas at the moment, it feels like everyone's just trying to guess because no one really knows. It's like Ten Hag's decision with midfielders at the moment. Just playing midfielders in the wrong position, no one really understanding what he's doing with that midfield. No balance, no defensive coverage, no energy, no legs, no real pattern.
Let me interrupt you, Fuzz. So when he picks these crazy formations and lineups, right, like we've seen before McTominay went to Napoli, I think he was a false 9 at one point, right? What can you even start to guess what's running through his head when he makes these decisions and inputs them into the little computer, and then he gets a little piece of paper that prints out the lineup, and he looks at that and goes, "Aye, tactic." I mean, what you're saying is 100% right. It's so mind-boggling, some of these lineups you guys have had in the last 6 months, right? Excluding the course of summer. So you must just be like infuriated at times when you see some of these lineups come out.
Oh yeah, starting 11s, but then it's also the game management, like the substitutions, like at certain points of the game. It's like against Porto, like everyone will say, but he did sub on the goal scorer that gave us a point. But at the same time, what manager in the world is losing a game of football and thinks, I know the perfect solution, take off both centre backs and bring on 2 centre backs? What? Who's doing that? Who is doing that?
Isn't someone there? Like when you see Arteta, we have AirPod Albert, right? And we've got our set piece specialist. Who does Ten Hag have in his corner that he can actually bounce some of these ideas off of? Because it seems like I think Rude is there to actually almost sabotage him in some cases. You know?
Probably. He's probably he's probably giving him the other ideas. It's just like,
let's not beat around the bush, right? He wants the job. And I know that's conspiratorial, but it's like, who is he talking to about this? Like, is he just running the show himself? I mean, that's what it seems like. He's just making decisions and everybody else is a victim of it. And that's the kind of Arsene Wenger shit, like Anthony and even TJ would agree too. That's the kind of crap that got us in trouble in the late years of Wenger because he was doing everything and not listening to anyone. And that's what it seems like. Ten Hag is out on an island, and like TJ said, I like you said, I think he's gone. He has to go, Fuzz.
He has to go. Let me read out these super chats.
Want to come in.
Yeah, let me read out these super chats real quick, and then we can keep that going. Big up Dio. We got to get Dio back on here. When I'm really feeling like I need to fight somebody, I'll get Dio back on here. But big up Dio. Thank you for the super chat. He says smash the like button, people. Big up TJ and the panel. Big up Dio, my guy, every single time. Always a big supporter of this channel. And then big up Netweed. He says, Man U's declined his flag. Second, Ted is failing to win even harder. One less competitor is a huge boost, yet we're made to believe second equals progress. And with a well-placed $sign. No, I agree. I mean, I agree. We got to strike now when the iron's hot. And yeah, big up for the super chat every single time, guys. Those are not required, but they're always appreciated, and it helps me pay Connor and keep a roof over Connor's head. And obviously he needs his ramen. He needs his nutrients.
He needs his graphics programs.
Yeah,
his fruit shoots.
Right. How is he going to pay for Photoshop if I don't give him some money?
Give him $10 here or there.
Is your pocket change monthly allowance?
Yeah,
exactly.
Get out of my office.
Exactly. No. I mean, and last thing, and then I want to go on to Chelsea is look, this is probably the most in the mud I've ever seen United. I mean, we've seen them struggle before, like with it's bad when the fan base, and I'm not saying this is fuzzy, but when the fan base is calling for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to come back and that kind of ball, like that's brutal.
Like Tottenham waiting,
really
wishing Conte was back.
Yeah, Tottenham wishing Conte was back. Tottenham wishing that they had never gotten rid of Poch, like that kind of shit. Like, come on, like you were just as bad. Like, and again, and Post Office brought it up, so I'll answer it. I don't care about anybody saying about that whole we were better off with Emery. We weren't. Okay, we weren't. So stop. Like, yeah, he's gone off to other teams and won trophies. Shit, eliminated us from a European competition. Yes, I do understand that. But he was an awful in-season manager for Arsenal. He was awful, and people need to not forget. People shouldn't forget that, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway. Anything else on Man United before we move on? I think we significantly covered that disaster. And Dal offended half the chat, so I think we're good on that
did?
one. And
I hope not.
the
I only wanted
Erickson
to
heart
offend
attack. The
Anthony.
Erickson heart attack comment was a little.
Oh gosh. Well, you guys will recover just like he did.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god.
Okay.
I just think the players got respect
Cut his
for him.
mic. Cut his mic. What? What did you say?
I don't think the Man United players got respect for him, for Eric Ten Hag. I really think.
No.
I think
No
they're
matter
down
what
into
player
I think
he
they're down to
signs
tools.
or plays on that pitch, they do not give 100% on that pitch.
Nope.
Benny
Or
McCarthy
it's a
said that
mistake.
though. Benny McCarthy, former striker coach from Man United, said some of those players in that dressing room, they deliberately don't try.
Yeah.
That's a coach that's come out and said that. I mean, Jesus Christ, Joel Glazer or Avram Glazer is probably punching holes through their mansion out or their plantation out in Tampa Bay. Like, how dare a coach come out and speak badly about Man United?
Give a shit. I doubt that the Glazers give a shit, to be
Yeah,
honest.
they're in Tampa Bay, bro. They don't even care.
They don't care. Well, the
They're in Florida.
Buccaneers are doing shitty too, to be fair.
Right,
So.
right.
Well, Joel Glazer is flying over on Tuesday, so he's probably just going to sit in the corner of the boardroom, just like, yeah, I agree. I really agree. That's a good idea, Sir Jim. I like that. I'm like, okay, Joel. Thanks for your opinion.
Yeah, thanks for your input.
He'll sit down at the table for 2 minutes, fuck off out of Carrington, go and get a Burger King on the way to Manchester Airport, and then board back on his flight and land back in Tampa Bay within the 24 hours.
Oh my god! Speaking of teams that are going in completely opposite directions, Chelsea, Dow.
Yeah.
Are Chelsea back, or are they in a purple patch?
That's a really good question. That attack is freaking scary, dude. And I don't like to use the word scary as in Terry Flowers, but
scary.
Yeah, no, not like that. It's they look much better than they did last season, so I will give them that. Cole Palmer looks really good, dude. He looks really, really good. 4 goals in the first half, first time ever.
He could have had 6. He could have had 6.
Yeah, yeah. I saw the highlights. Oh yeah. No, and that's the thing. Again, no, we say this again. Come to our house, whatever, go there. We still have Saliba and Gabriel. I think Chelsea will be a really good defensive test because they are able to bring a combination attack that looks deadly right now, right? Like AC says, Sancho's cooking, Nicholas Jackson is cooking, obviously Cole Palmer and Kunku or whatever his name is scored, Kunku. I think yesterday or the day before, a great goal. They're going to be tough, and again, it's up to our center defensive mids to get their shit together. And I'm not trying to put the blame on them for anything, but what I'm trying to say is that's the weakness, because as much as we praise Rice, I think that with this Chelsea attack in particular is too fast for Partey. It's too fast for Jorginho. You see what I'm getting at? And we don't know what Merino brings. I don't think it's that their attack is deadly. I think it's just fast. So you have to really be on your toes when they have the ball and they're attacking third. Defensively, they're weak, right? We know this. I mean, they look decent. I think defensively they're decent.
Their back line is meh.
Right. So that is where they can be exposed. I mean, I think Gusto has started every game so far for them.
Malo Gusto is with Reece James out consistently.
Right.
I think he's the best anchoring that back four. But I mean,
yeah,
the other two, I'm like, I don't even know who these guys are, to be honest.
To be completely honest, they have so many names.
Great. Their midfield looks great. Their attack looks great. But the only thing that stinks about them, well, not stinks, but the only thing that's questionable about them is the back line, and their goalkeeper sucks. He sucks.
Yeah, but and
Sanchez
I don't think
is awful.
I don't think they have the defensive power to necessarily keep us scoreless, but I think that they could go goal to goal with us. Like we score, they score, we back and forth, But again, our defense is that good, right? So I don't know. I think the Liverpool and Chelsea game, like you said earlier, are going to be season-defining games of how we end up, especially when it comes Christmas time in the crunch season. So, yeah, I mean, I just think that their attack is one of the best right now in the Prem.
Yeah. What do you think, Anthony? Should we be apprehensive? Like this time last year, I was going to say, you know what, Chelsea. Yeah, we're gonna do the double over them. Obviously, we didn't end up doing that last season, but I'm not looking forward to the game at Stamford Bridge. I'm not looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be extremely tough. This is not potch ball. Maresca has drilled this team, in my opinion. What do you think, though?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you look at it. I mean, we're talking about last season. I mean, this time last season, Chelsea were what? I think they were around about 12 in the league.
Yeah.
So obviously,
Man United.
They're now fourth. I mean, it's like what Dal said. They're attacking. You've actually changed that team. They're more attacking. They're more fluid. They're more dangerous. I mean, Jackson up front, he's scoring goals. Palmer in that midfield, attacking midfield role. I mean, we've always called it Palmer FC. And I think the other week we end up scoring something like it was all 4 goals, wasn't it? So, do you know what I mean? So they got brilliant players. They've brought in some good talent. They've even let some good talent go, but rightly so.
Yeah.
So, but if there's anybody in this Premier League that's got the actual depth in their teams, it's both Man City and Chelsea. They're the only two teams in this Premier Division that's got the depth and that can go on a good, decent run. I'm worried about it when we play against Chelsea. Seriously, I can't see us doing a double with Chelsea. I just can't. And it's going to be really tough. But it's like what I said, our defence has got to be up for it. I mean, when we play against Chelsea, the 2 busiest players on the pitch is going to be our centre-backs, Gabriel and Saliba. Definitely.
But that's my point, Anthony. Sorry to interrupt, but that's my point. That's why the CDMs, to me, Anthony, are so fucking crucial. We shouldn't let it get to that point, right? Yeah. That's where I think the issue lies, is at CDM. As much as we rate Partey and Jorginho, I don't believe they will be able to keep up with their attack, speed-wise. And like you said, the fluidity. And that alone is like just marks them out of the game, bro. Like they're going straight from attack right to our center backs.
It's like Calafiori, bit slow off the mark. He's going to get absolutely cooked alive if he plays up against either Sancho or Pedro Neto. And they can switch around if you play both Pedro Neto and Sancho at the same time, and they start intertwining. You've got Nkunku and like the number 9, Cole Palmer just behind. Can you imagine that? That's attack overload. That is. Jesus.
Right. So I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Anthony. Go ahead and land what you were saying.
It's point out, but you think of it, it's Pep's pupil. When we got Chelsea, it'd be Pep's pupil against Pep's pupil. So do you know what I'm saying? It's the two pupils against each other. But what I'm saying is the difference between Mikel Arteta and Enzo, the manager. Yeah, Enzo had a better team to start off with than what obviously Mikel Arteta did. So obviously he's got the money there. He's brought in the players, but this is one team I'm really scared against. Now we've played against Man City, and we've proved it. And we were down to 10 men, and and I blame Timber for that game because when he went down, he started running around doing his injury. That was for how long he was down for. It got added on top of the 7th minute. So it should have been 97. We carry on to the 100th minute, and then Stones got the goal. So we don't want to be doing this sort of thing against Chelsea as well because they can hurt you. They've only lost one game this season, but that was when they were trying to find their recent form. So they've actually found it now. And it's like I said, I think they got Forest tomorrow, not in Forest. So that's going to be a good game.
At home.
Yeah. So I listen. I think Forest is going to be. I think they'll be up for the game, but Chelsea's just going to run by it. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, they go into this game being the highest goal scorers or the most amount of goals scored out of any team in the Premier League this season.
Yep.
And with a +8 goal difference, tied best with Manchester City. The only team better off than them is Liverpool, who've somehow only conceded twice this season. So, do you know what? There's a couple of teams that are finding the back of the net, and they're looking quite a test for a lot of teams' defenses.
That's true, Fuzz. I mean, that's really been the complaint of Chelsea fans for I think the last 4 years or so is just not getting goals, and even some defensive mix-ups, right? But that happens if you're not scoring goals. Defensive mix-ups will kill you. But if you're scoring goals, a few defensive errors isn't going to kill you, right? That's kind of the double edge of the sword, right? So I think Chelsea now, even like TJ said earlier, and you too, Anthony, is that they're starting really more to find their feet now, and that once they do scoring goals, they are, that's what's going to be the threat. Right, because they are built to score goals. They're not built to defend like we are. It's a completely different build and structure of a team, right? We're built to attack, but now it seems like we're just built to counterattack. Take in pressure, let Gabriel, Saliba, etc. do their thing, get the ball back, get Martinelli and Saka up the pitch as fast as possible, but keep Havertz up there just to be a body, while Chelsea are just absolutely doing combination play and playing through the midfield. And that's going to be a weakness again, you guys, I think, is that Jorginho Party, they might have some good stops in them or maybe play a little more defensively. But if they're going to try and run and chase these guys, they're going to be behind them many, many steps.
I think I've got to say one way in which Chelsea play is quite direct. And the one thing that I constantly find with that Arsenal backline, and it's caught Saliba and Gabriel out a few times, is that pass through the middle, the pass that breaks the lines. Yeah. And I think the aerial ball as well. Chelsea do play quite direct with some of their attacking play from midfield. So that's a lot of running for Chelsea that they're going to do. But Chelsea's biggest downfall is going to be relying on that defence to not cock things up.
Right.
Because they're individuals. They're sometimes on their day can have good performances, but what about the player next to them?
We should have Odegaard back hopefully by then.
Yeah,
Odegaard, so I did look it up. Odegaard isn't due back until the end of the month, so. But we'll see. Yeah. No. I mean, just to kind of close this segment up, I just think that underestimate Chelsea at your own peril at this point. I think we have to take them seriously. Obviously, we have to take the second leg at Aston Villa seriously. But I mean, we have shown that we have the quality to get through these games. And if we can get these wins over Liverpool and Chelsea away, like what can stop us, in my opinion. I mean, and you look to your right and you got Man City over there. They're missing players. They're missing Rodri, who's obviously, like, if they have Rodri in the lineup, that guarantees them a win or at least a result. And with him gone, that's not so prevalent. So we'll see. We'll see. At the end of the day, we'll see. You gotta see the game.
Play the game.
You got to play the game any given Sunday. Any insert generic sport quote here. You got to score more goals than the other team, boys. That's what we're going to do to win the game, right?
If you win the game, you win the game.
If you win the
90% of the game is
you
half
win
mental.
the game. Exactly.
Everybody on? Good. Great. Grand. Wonderful. No yelling on the bus.
No
Bus
yelling
wankers.
on the bus. Bus wankers. No. Dal, that just reminded me, Dal. Remember when I
We should
forgot.
have named the show Bus Wankers today, TJ.
Dude, remember when? I'm still laughing at. Remember when the Chelsea kids came out and you said it looks like a bus seat?
It's Man United's kit as well. They did that. Their home kit looked like a stagecoach bus seat.
I know.
It was actually nice to see early doors with some hair. You know, that was taken a long time ago. But
Oh man, you're picking on the man. He's not even here. Defend yourself, don't.
Yeah, where is Tony? Defend yourself. Don't stand for any of this. All right, let's get into the predictions for this week. God damn it. You guys are killing me.
He used to look like me. Now he doesn't.
Oh, shit.
What's that tie in the front seat? You guys are fucking hilarious. These guys are absolutely hilarious. All right, fine. We're going to start with the guests. We're going to go through it. We'll start with Hot Fuzz, and then we'll just go around the horn. We got Crystal Palace hosting Liverpool tomorrow at 6:30.
God dang.
No way.
4:30 my time.
No thanks. But
No thanks.
I won't be watching. But what do you got? What do you got as a score prediction?
Thank God for you two.
Me, I went with a 2-1 to Liverpool in this one.
All right. Fair
Business
enough.
as usual.
Yep, business as usual for them. Unfortunately, I don't know. Anthony, what do you got?
I'm going to go 1-0 because Palace is Liverpool's boogie team, and they didn't really get. They have won. They have beaten a couple of times, but
Ooh, that's a
Palace
good
has
point.
dominated those games as well. So I'm going to go with 1-1.
That's a good point. What do you got, Dal?
Where's it at? Liverpool? At
No,
Anfield?
it's at
Crystal
Selhurst.
Palace.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 2-1. Fuzzy said 2-1.
Yep.
Yeah, 2-1 the pool.
I'm gonna go. No, I'm cheating off Anthony. He makes a good point. I'll go 1-1, and I need Liverpool to drop points. So let's get those. Let those agendas agenda. You know what I mean? Let's do it. Arsenal home to Southampton right after that. 9 a.m. my time. I will not be doing a watch along, but I will be watching with everybody else on YouTube. What do you got? What do you got, Fuzzy?
I think Arsenal will give it up the arse to Southampton, beat him 4-0.
4-0. Say it again.
Everybody's like, what the hell?
He's gone.
Say it again. What do you got, Anthony?
I got 3-0.
That was what I was gonna say.
Who are your goal scorers, Anthony?
Goal scorers. I'll go
Aaron
Kai
Ramsdale hat trick.
That would be fucking epic.
Aaron Ramsdale comes back to the Emirates and he's yelling.
His elbow, his knee, and his
Didn't- guys,
he forgets what teams he's playing. He forget what teams he's playing for.
Didn't you know that Diogo
yeah.
Costa, their Porto goalkeeper, who
yes.
two
Shit.
goalkeeping errors
Yeah,
last
you lucky
night.
bastards.
Literally, the day before, he was just like, "Oh, Man United are my favourite team." Like, oh, I see you. I see you. I
Double
get it.
agent.
Yeah, I get it.
Who scored, Anthony? Besides Aaron Ramsdale, so it's 6-0.
I'm going to say Saka,
Yep.
Trossard,
Yep.
and Havertz.
Yep. Good call.
What do you got? What do you got for it, Dal?
Ditto. 3-0. Same goal scorers.
Yeah, we're this is tailor made for Saka. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch it over to 4-0. Fuck Aaron Ramsdale. Sorry. Thank you for your service. Go fuck yourself.
And his dad can piss off.
Yeah, him and his dad.
Friends of Aaron.
Then his dad can go and go on a podcast and cry somewhere else. I'm sure there's a Southampton podcast somewhere that he can go on and he can
Yeah, probably.
how Aaron's being mistreated on a championship team. Anyway, Brentford Wolves.
Oh.
Brentford at home.
I think Wolves will actually get something out of this. I know predicted so far every game.
They need something. They need something out of this.
Just it's not like they're getting absolutely dismantled barring the Chelsea game, but they've got to get something at some point. I think if there's any team, sometimes Brentford can blow cold a little. Sometimes, maybe this day is going to be that sort of a day. Wolves just turn up, they feel it, get the job done. 2-1. Take 3 points.
All right. Anthony, what do you got?
I don't think there's going to be many goals in this game, TJ. I think both teams are cancelling each other out, but I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1 again. Okay. What do you got, Dow?
This game's at Brentford.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 4-2 Brentford.
That's a lot. That's a lot of goals. That's a lot of goals.
4-2.
All right. Wissa hat trick? Is that what you're saying?
Ramsdale hat trick.
Ramsdale hat trick.
No, I don't want to.
So good. Ramsdale
I
is
don't
so
know
good. He
anything
can
of
be in
these,
2
so yeah,
matches at
Wissa
once.
can have the hat trick.
Yeah. I'm going. I'm with Anthony, but I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford. I think Brentford are better than people give them credit for. I'm going to go 2-1, and Wolves' struggles continue. I don't think they're going to get relegated, but they need to start putting some results together quick.
They're going to run. They're going to be up there nice.
Yeah. Man City at home, Fulham. Oh boy.
Ooh. I went 3-0. 3-0 City.
3-0 City.
Ireland will get a goal or two. Definitely, he'll be there. He'll be there.
Big up Jaime, by the way. Big up Jaime every single time, my guy. Sorry. All right. Anthony, what do you got?
I'm going to go 3-1 Man City. Haaland hat trick and Smith Rowe for Fulham. I just need some points for me fantasy football.
See this guy, and he always comes into my chat and he's asking about fantasy football. There's a reason why I don't do it anymore, Anthony.
Because he wins all the time.
You ran away with it. That's why. Right. I'm not going to do it.
He just wants to make fun of you.
Yeah,
TJ.
Yeah, exactly. No, he comes in here and he does it to make fun of me, which honestly, I rate it. I rate that level of
He
troll.
asked me on Instagram a couple times. I'm like, no, Anthony, you just got to tell him no.
Yeah. Well, we got one. We got one going now. Who's top, Buzz? Who's top of the league at the minute?
I mean, there's a conspiracy theory about this league. Conspiracy theory.
Here we go.
My tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil hats. I love tinfoil hats.
Is well and truly fixated on my cranium, and we've discovered that there's also another Anthony Herbert who sits rooted to the bottom of the table. So there's one at the very top and there's one at the very bottom.
So this guy's hedging.
This what we can say is
he's
probably paid a professional football Premier League fantasy league player
Anthony Madoff
to take over a team, get maximum points, and then sign over the earnings over to him at the end of the season.
Anthony with Gordon Gecko settings.
I've no idea where this other team's come from. Honestly, I've no idea. But I'm the one that's top.
Let me find your.
Where are we at here, Anthony? Anthony.
Watch
DJ.
me now, Anthony Herbert.
Go Man City Fulham.
Man City Fulham at Fulham. At Fulham.
At Man City.
Oh, God, 4-0. Come on now, guys. Foden and Holland.
Yeah, I got 4-0 as well, and I got
Emil Smith Rowe's not going to touch the ball.
I got Savinho scoring and Holland getting a brace, and just throw a goal in there from somebody in the midfield. I don't really even care who it is, but I don't think Holland gets a hat trick. And if he does, then he's just a monster. He's just a monster. It needs to be studied, to be honest. West Ham. Mr. Tony's team against Ipswich. It's against Ipswich.
Oh, they're shit.
Which one?
West Ham.
Hey, they got West Ham are shit. Ipswich got a freaking draw against Aston Villa. That wasn't that bad. What do you got, Fuzzy?
I went with a 2-0 West Ham. I think it's just I think they're very up and down under Julian fucking Lopetegui. JFL. I think that they're up and down, and I think it's like they didn't have a great result last week. Week before that wasn't too great, and I think the quality that they've got is just at home. It's Ipswich travelling away. I think they're a little bit. They'll try and just keep tight, and try not to get beaten. But I think West Ham might probably open the pitch a little too much for them to keep players out. Whether Fuckroad gets on the score sheet or not, I don't know. But aside from that, West Ham, I think we're doing 2-0.
All right, Anthony.
I'm going to go 2-1 Ipswich, TJ, and it's going to be 1-0. And then who scores that winning goal for Ipswich? Be Calvin Phillips.
Calvin Phillips.
So that's where you landed.
Against his former Loney club.
Yeah.
This guy is so bad. No, but that being said, though, I would love to see just because I called it and everybody was calling for West Ham to make like Europe this season. You remember at the beginning of the season, everybody said West Ham, and I'm like, it's Lopetegui. They are not taking over a new club. They're going to struggle. I called that. Nobody's giving me credit, so I'm going to give myself credit.
I give you credit, bro.
I'm
As your
give
co-host,
myself
I give you credit. Yeah, because I told y'all.
Because I told you guys that this this manager stinks. Yeah, I would love to see him fired by December. Anyway, I'm gonna. Dow, what's your prediction? Sorry, I just totally.
I don't. No, you're good. I mean, I didn't know your hatred ran so deep for JFL.
I just don't give a fuck about him. I just don't rate him.
Oh, fair enough. I hate the guy personally. So, 3-0 Ipswich. Fuck that Lopetegui guy. Sorry, Tone. I can't pronounce his name. I can't spell it. I fucking hate him. 2-0 Ipswich.
This is
floppy loppy.
Whatever the fuck it is.
We'll call him
Dow's best ever episode. Mark it down. 76 of the American Idiot Show. This shit is fucking hilarious.
We'll call him Floppy Loppy if he gets a sack.
Floppy Loppy, who buys a bunch of players and doesn't know what to do with them, lad. No, he needs to get sacked. He needs to get sacked. Tony's our guy. Big up Tone and early doors and all that.
Oh, we'll get David Moyes in there.
Get David Moyes back in there to do the job, lad. No, they need to get someone in there. They need like an Allegri. They need to get Allegri.
We need to get Simeone in there.
Simeone, yeah.
We need somebody to square up to Danny Dyer.
Danny Dyer.
I'll smack the granny out of that player for underperforming.
Who's West Ham playing again? Ipswich?
Yeah,
2-0 Ipswich. 2-0 Ipswich.
2-0 Ipswich. God, away. I think it's going to be 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 Ipswich.
I hate Lopetegui.
Let's do it. No, I want Ipswich to stay up just because I like the story. Ipswich.
I like the name. Ipswich.
Ipswich Town, Ed Sheeran FC, baby. Come on now.
Oh, that's
it's not Norwich.
With the shape of you.
Yeah, it's not Norwich, is it? Like sandwich.
TJ, you know what they're called, don't you?
At least they can actually say.
You know what they're called?
Where are you?
No, tractors. What?
The Tractor Boys.
The Tractor Boys. Oh.
Tony, Anthony, your club. Your club.
It's your club
Isn't
now.
Ipswich on the eastern part of the country too?
It's not Bristol anymore. It's that.
Time to ditch West Side.
Ipswich is on the east side, right? Ipswich is on the far east, right?
Yeah.
And you're in the southwest, right, Anthony? You're in the southwest. Yeah.
We're southwest, yeah.
You need to go be with your club, Ipswich. Drop the Arsenal facade and go be with Ipswich.
Leicester City at home to Bournemouth. God damn it.
My hero.
Let's go, Fuzzy. What do you got?
It's not the foxes popping cherries. It's the cherries popping foxes. I went 2-1. 2-1 Bournemouth.
Is this the best episode of American Idiots ever? It might be. Anthony.
If Buzz wasn't here, it'd be pretty damn good.
The fuck you mean?
What a fucking shit show. Oh my God, what a shit show.
Let's not take the piss here.
I certainly wasn't.
Well, I think you are.
War Emma. War Emma.
Boy. Boy for England.
Boy
So
for
dumb.
England.
Boy for England, mate. So where are we at again in predictions? Fuzz keeps fucking up my flow for my show.
Yeah, what the fuck is happening? Fuzz, what's your prediction? I don't even know what's happening anymore.
I went 2-1 Bournemouth. I said it already.
2-1 Bournemouth. 2-1 Bournemouth. All right, Anthony.
It's Bournemouth got a game.
Leicester City at home. Well, no, it's at Leicester City. It's at Leicester City.
At Leicester City, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
In that case, I'm going to go. Do you know what? I'm going to go 1-1. Another 1-1 draw.
That's your third.
Anthony.
That's your third 1-1.
did you know? Yeah, did you know? This might shock you, right? But apparently Steve Cooper got sacked from Nottingham Forest.
Fuck off. He never.
A fucking as. That crackhead looking MF was now doing the job for Leicester. Man's high as a kite. He's
like a fucking ghoul.
He is high as a kite. He's always high as a kite.
Dude, you see how he sits on the top like. You're like, Jesus Christ. Does this guy know what's going on in that football pitch? Is he just baked out of his mind? I swear to God.
He's the guy, I think he's got a secret bong. And he's like this, and he puts it under his seat. That's what he's got.
I gotta get myself one of those.
He's
right on the desk here.
it's not a water bottle. It's just a whippet can. And it's just,
Lacazette.
It's
Lacazette doing whippets.
Steve Cooper.
What a combination that would be.
Steve Cooper doesn't fail drug tests. Drug tests fail Steve Cooper.
Yeah.
Lacazette would probably disagree with that. So let's get Dele Ali in the mix.
oh my God.
Oh, God.
Hey,
Anyway, where are we
those
at? I
problems.
think we're at Anthony with Leicester City and the Pop and Cherry Daddies or whatever.
He just called it for a 1-1 draw. What do you
Another
got?
1-1, you fucking blank, Anthony. What the fuck? 1-1 every game? That's not even like possible.
2-2. 2-2.
Boring. Boring. 2-2. I'm gonna go 2-2-2, just to make it 3-2s, just so we're not confused anymore. 2-2.
Oh my-
Jamie,
I'm gonna
minute.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Leicester City. Everton at home to Newcastle.
1-1. No, I'm joking.
1-1.
Mama Flossie, where you at?
I was gonna kick him out of here. Get him out of here.
I went Newcastle 3-1.
Newcastle 3-1. Anthony.
3-2 Newcastle.
Wow, he's out of the box, folks. So who does Newcastle got again? What was it?
Everton. You got Everton.
At Goodison.
Have Everton won last weekend?
They won last weekend. They did win last weekend.
Say again, Anthony. What were you saying?
Everton can score, but they also concede, and that's what they use because they've got a shit defense. So that's why I said 3-2.
Sean Dyche, P45 incoming, 3-0. Everton are done. I have them on the chopping block.
Oh, I'm gonna go 2-1 Newcastle. I'm gonna go 2-1 Newcastle, but I think his time has to be coming to an end. Like he did buy. I think if he lost last weekend, he would have been sacked. But
True.
if he loses against Newcastle, which I think he will definitely be sacked. It's international break. Moves are happening. Yeah. I'll go 2-1 Newcastle. Aston Villa at home to the mighty Reds.
8-0 Man United.
Shit.
No, sorry, I forgot to add the bit at the start there. Aston Villa 8-0 to Manchester United.
Ooh.
You're going 8-0?
8-0?
No, it'll probably be closer. But I went 2-0 Villa.
This is at Villa Park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Villa,
Yeah.
There's no way United are winning this game. There's no way.
No.
I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 to Aston Villa. And it won't surprise me if this game you see a certain Tom Hanks, because he's a Villa fan. And he's always there against Man United.
Who's your future king?
He's a big. Yep.
So
He's a
your
big.
Tom Wanks.
Bus Wanchas. No, let's see. Who are the teams again? See, God dang it, Anthony.
In
you
the
always
show,
fucking-
Dave. In the show, Dave. No,
End the
Anthony,
stream, Dave. End the stream.
Who's playing again?
it's fucking Aston Villa versus United. Are you fucking kidding me?
Fluminense and
Oh my god!
Aston Villa 3-0.
I got one for this. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy.
Yes,
I'm
this
the other
fucking
guy.
man. He's the other guy right now.
Fucking guy. I'm going to go 3-0 to fucking Aston Villa.
What did you say, Anthony?
I said 2-1 Aston Villa.
2-1 Aston Villa.
Nah.
All right, you said what?
3-0. Fucking Villa, TJ.
3-0
The fucking Villa. 3-0 the Villa. Yeah, United is dead.
I think it's going to be 3-1 Villa, but here's the thing. I think United score in the first half. They hold a 1-0 lead at half, and then they just get dunked on in the second.
it'll probably be all
Everybody
figures
it out at halftime.
assisted by Eric Ten Hag.
Duran.
Literally, man's coming off the touchline and he's booting it in, doing this best Duran impression. It's like I can hit the ball better.
Well, let me ask you guys that question. Does Duran start this game?
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
with Watkins, Ollie Watkins and Duran on the front.
Duran?
Start
I'm going to
him.
make a plea. TJ, can I make a plea to Duran right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please join Arsenal in January. Please join Arsenal in January.
Zero
Please,
chance.
please join Arsenal in January. Duran.
Do we have an extra 80 million lying around?
Yes, we do. We go to Conkeys and we say we have Fabio Vieira we can sell for 40 million. We have so and so we can sell. We have Tomiyasu we can sell. We have like 18,000 goalkeepers we can sell. We can do 80 mil. We can do 80 mil.
Jesus. There's reports that he could be leaving in January.
Saudi, right? Saudi will pay 45 million for him.
Yeah.
Overcharge. Oh yeah, definitely overcharge Saudi for that. I'm not getting into this conversation.
No,
Yeah.
you're right. I'm sorry to detract from our predictions.
Yes. I'm going 3-1. I'm going 3-1 Villa. Good evening.
Yes. To the United scum.
Yep. And last two matches, we got Chelsea at home to Forest.
Ooh. I went with Chelsea 2-1 over Forest because I suppose Forest this season making themselves a little bit harder to beat. They're a much more stubborn team with Nottingham Forest, and given where they are in the table at the moment, 10th place, lost 1-0 narrowly to Fulham. Before that, drew 2-2 with Brighton away from home from being 2-1 down. Beat Liverpool at Anfield before that. Drew 1-1 with Wolves and beat Southampton 1-0. So they're a steady team. They're genuinely a steady team and not a pushover team. They won't just roll over and show you their belly. They'll stay in. They'll stay in the fight.
Yeah, no. I hear what you're saying. I'm probably gonna cheat. I'm definitely gonna cheat off your paper on that one. What do you got? What do you got, Tractor Boy?
Talk, Tractor Boy.
So, I think it's like what Freddie said. Forest going to be up for this game. I can't see him winning, but this game's got goals in it. So I'm going to go 3-2 to Chelsea.
Ooh. I don't know. Do Forest have 2 goals in them?
Yeah. They do.
Okay.
There's 2 goals on the football pitch, so.
Okay. This fucking guy, man. I'm breezing right past that. Dal, what do you got?
Well, first off, I think we need to have a conversation on bringing Fuzz ever back to the American Idiots show again.
Yeah. I think he's going to catch a permanent ban. I'm not going to lie.
He does make a good gesture for the establishment, that's for sure.
Stop me from crossing the border. Border patrol, stop that man. That degenerate right there.
That degenerate with all the chocolate milk in his backpack. No, I think Anthony said, I think it's 2-2 though. I'm going to shout out Yeti. I think that Forest defense is just a bit better than we think. Real Madrid is already sniffing around Murillo. I read a few days ago. So I think Chelsea will score, but it ain't going to be bread and butter. It's not going to be as easy. The attack will be fast, but Force attack I think is fast as well. They've got the Callum Hudson-Odoi out there. Obviously, what's it, Gibbs White. I think this is going to be a very, very good game, and I got to go 2-2 on this one, TJ. I think they both cancel each other out because, like I said, Force defense is just a bit better.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going 3. I'm going 3-1 Chelsea. They're on a roll. I just think the quality in the squad for Chelsea is too much, and they actually have a manager that is, and I said this before, that is a manager that is not like Poch that lets them have free reign. Like he has control over these players, and they're starting to listen to him because they're starting to have success. I'm going 3-1 Chelsea. Unfortunately, I'm going 3-1 Chelsea.
Chelsea.
And then last,
Stanley.
Dow. Last, and least.
Yeah,
we got Tottenham Hotspur visiting the Amex Stadium. Brighton. What do you got, Fuzz?
Brighton 2, Hotspur 2.
Draw. Okay, that's a lot of credit. Anthony.
1-1. No, I'm joking.
Another. I was gonna. That's
consistency.
I'm like, it's over.
Oh, Finneback.
Anthony's looking for consistency.
Brighton's got one of their best players injured. Pedro. He's out for a lot of time. But listen, he's put quite a lot of players in, and they gel quickly. And Brighton, as you know, they got that team spirit, Brighton. So I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton.
Tottenham don't have Heung-Min Son though.
Yep.
No Destiny or Dogging.
Tottenham are shorthanded too.
This is at Strike Park Lane or at Brighton?
It's at
the
Brighton.
Amex. That's right. I got to agree with Anthony. I'm going to go 2-1 Seagulls because I will. What will I never do, TJ?
You will never predict a Spurs win.
Bingo.
I am going to predict. Yeah, I'm going 3-1 Seagulls. I think they're going to try to play that high line, and they're going to get absolutely destroyed. You saw how open Brighton played. Actually, you know what? There might be goals in this one, to be honest with you. I'm going to go 4-2 Brighton because they both play such open high line football, man. Like you saw what happened at that Chelsea Brighton game over the weekend. Holy shit! Like, but I think that the Spurs are going to have a harder time scoring because they're missing their best player, and that high line is going to eventually kill him. Like I'm telling you, Spurs are not as good as everybody thinks they are, or some of their fans think they are. Shout out Jacob. But yeah, I'm going 4. Yeah, I'm going 4-2. Seagulls.
I hope so. I got a funny feeling Brighton will win. The only reason being because I was in work today and we got like a row of seagulls that's a bonus. And one of them had a massive shit on me. Right. So I'm gonna turn around. That's why I'm supporting the seagulls.
Yes.
So that's gotta be
a sign.
It's a sign. That's right, Fuzz, is a sign. Yeah. I don't know what he was eating, but it was massive as well.
Getting shit on by a seagull is a good sign for them to pound the scum. I agree.
Yeah,
exactly.
Jacob really didn't like my prediction, which it is what it is.
I feel like your commentary.
It is what it is. He literally anytime I say "Come on, you Gunners" in his chat, he says "Come on, you Galapagos Islands." Like he'll never say it. Even when I put in a super chat, can you believe that shit? Anyway, subscribe to United Spurs of America.
That's terrible.
It's
terrible.
It's like we say instead of "Come on, you eyes," we just say "Come on, you idiots."
Come on, you idiots.
That's what West Ham fans are saying most weeks whilst they're losing games. It's like, "Come on, you idiots." Do something.
This guy Hot Fuzzy, he's the top of the dad joke pyramid. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Like this guy needs to write a book. That's all I'm gonna say.
Write a book, Fuzzy.
Fuzzy autobiography coming out soon.
Exactly. Big up AMG Gunner, stirring shit up in the chat.
AMG
but also
Mercedes.
saying, "Come on, you Gunners." Big up my guy. Big up. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting the show. King
Kim Jong Arteta.
That is an
Kim Jong
absolutely
Teta.
crazy profile picture, but
That
that's
is
it,
crazy.
guys. That is
That's
the
it?
predictions.
Oh,
That's it. I'm sorry, Dal. I got to get out of here.
me too.
This has been a
gotta
great
get up
show.
to school.
Hour and 40 minutes. And of course, what do you expect when we got Bristol's best tractor runner and we got Dad Joke Hot Fuzz down here? Okay. What else do you expect? Hot Fuzz, shout yourself out, my friend. Thank you again for joining us. What do you got coming up?
So big ups to everybody in the chat, and big thank yous for the invitation on for this week's episode of American Idiots, with featuring one of Britain's biggest idiots. Gotta love it. But yeah, you find me on Hoppers44 OG. Of course, tomorrow we've got the Aston Villa game preview, which I'll probably do earlier on in the day. So I'll be on with Anfield Uncle Rods in the evening for Fans Fiesta. So I'll be on there tomorrow night, and then of course Sunday, Taunt, the White Thanos is back in the country. He's coming to snap fingers, and you'll make some people disappear on Sunday night takeaway show for talking bad about his beloved West Ham. So so it's going to be interesting. Plus, also, I might be depressed as anything, because United probably will be holding 5s or 6s against Unai Emery that same evening. So they'll probably I think because it's an earlier kickoff, we should have the match reaction before Sunday night takeaway show. So yeah, it's a weekend of action laid out ahead of us. But,
I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about that. And look on the bright side, Hot Fuzz. If you lose, he's probably gone. So
yeah,
so
am I. It's fine.
The Flying Dutchman, the boogeyman will be gone. So I gotta get back on that takeaway show, by the way, too. I'm always so freaking busy on Sundays. It's ridiculous, but I want to get back on that show. It's so funny.
Yeah, I love it.
It works with Andy Tate. Sent his Dutch pancake ass back to Holland. Said that about LVG, but could say the same about Tenor, can't he?
Anthony, do you got anything coming up? Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, we got something coming up. Yeah, we got the Sunday night takeaway on Sunday, featuring Fuzzy, and you call him Thanos. I knew him as Sloth for the games, but he's all right. So.
But, I know him as the retired Mr. Clean.
Oh my god! So mean. Tone, it ain't us. It ain't me and TJ Tone.
Tony, it's not us, man. Send me
making fun of you, buddy.
It's not me.
Not me. Don't come across the water and kick my ass or anything.
And then we'll be back on Wednesday at 8:30 for the good, the bad, and the ugly.
There we go.
Excellent.
Good, the bad, the ugly. Incredible.
Check out the show. Sub.
Yes, absolutely. If there's a mod out there, please drop a link in the chat. Dal.
Yes. Hi, TJ.
Out, man.
Hi, my name's Oregon Goon. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I like to drink a lot of whiskey. No. Hi. What a show. Yeah, I'm kind of buzzed. Sorry.
Good.
But yeah.
It's Friday,
I'm
baby.
really excited for the weekend match of games. No, I'm excited to watch Chelsea and Forest, and excited to watch our game. I got a big basketball tournament tomorrow, but you can find me at Oregon Goon on YouTube, Infamous Dal on Instagram. Leave a like on the video, people. And thanks for the chat, everyone coming out. Great turnout today. Thank you, Acers, AMG Gooder, Netweed, DJ Crane. Of course, everyone else I didn't mention. I apologize, but thank you for being here on this Friday. And thank you to our guests, Anthony and Hot Buzz, two of my favorite people. Well, Fuzz is on the kind of the edge, but Anthony's definitely one of my favorite people. No, Fuzz, you're one of my favorite people too. No, we love you guys' shows. Thank you for having me on your guys' shows as well. Thanks for hanging out with me and TJ today.
Yes.
And TJ, it's been a lot of fun. A great Friday. Have a great weekend, my friend.
Bro, and here's the thing. This is how you know it's a good show, is because we go an hour and 45 minutes. We never go an hour and 45 minutes on these shows.
Ever.
So again, really appreciate it, guys. Anthony, Hot Fuzz, go and subscribe to their channels. The link will be in the description if you were watching on playback. I will be live next. I'm probably not going to do a watch along tomorrow because my computer took an absolute shit. So I'm probably going to at most do a match reaction, and then I'll be back on American Waffle on Stacky TV on Mondays. And then the Late Late Show is back. It's going to fluctuate between being on Thursday night and Wednesday night. We had a great show this past Wednesday. Go and check it out. We had Temi on. We had Jacob on. We had RSM on. It was a great show. So go and check that one out.
Nice.
And until next time, you know, Ten Hag in. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
Ten Hag
definitely.
in every single time. Like I hope he
Send
keeps
your
his job.
donations to the Old Trafford Aquarium, where everyone's underwater.
Have an aquarium. Home Depot.
We're gonna send you right over to our friend Ahmed's show where he's gonna be previewing the Chelsea match on the weekend. Until next time,
Nice.
this has been the American Idiot Show. We will talk to you next time. Peace.